Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth, and this is Best Bookish Reviews. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the most iconic authors of all time, Charles Dickens. He's often seen as a writer of long books, dramatic characters, and twisty plots. But after reading him for myself, I've discovered something much deeper. Dickens writes about people, broken people, hopeful people, foolish people, brave people. He writes with compassion, humor, and a surprise amount of moral clarity. I've read 4 of his works so far. Great Expectations, The Pickwick Papers, Hard Times, and A Christmas Carol, which I've read a few times. And those 4 alone show just how wide and brilliant Dickens really is. So in part 1, I want to talk about Dickens, the humorist. And we're going to focus on The Pickwick Papers. One of the biggest surprises for me was realizing how funny Dickens is. The Pickwick Papers is pure delight. It's joyful, warm, and full of adventure. Mr. Pickwick and his friends travel around England, getting into ridiculous situations, meeting strong characters, and learning little lessons along the way. What I love most is how kind-hearted this book is. You feel comforted reading it. Like Dickens is saying, yes, the world is silly and strange, but people have goodness in them. It showed me the lighter side of Dickens, his humor, his generosity, and his ability to bring joy through storytelling. Part 2, Dickens, the Social Critic, Hard Times. And then you read Hard Times and you see a completely different Dickens. This is Dickens, the reformer, the man who cared deeply about injustice, poverty, and the way society treats the vulnerable. Hard Times takes place in Coketown, an industrial city full of smoke, machinery, and people trapped in a system that values facts more than humanity. The characters stay with you. Sissy Jupe, full of imagination and kindness. Louisa, raised without emotional nourishment. Stephen Blackpool, a gentle man carrying unfair burdens. Dickens uses their lives to ask real questions. Are we raising people or machines? Are we allowing room for compassion? Are we treating workers as souls or statistics? Hard Times opened my eyes to how powerful Victorian fiction can be when it speaks directly to the struggles of its world and ours. Part 3, Dickens, the Moralist, A Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol may be short, but emotionally it's huge. It's about awakening, about seeing with new eyes. Scrooge is one of literature's great transformations, and Dickens writes his journey in a way that always touches the heart. This story reminded me that grace can break in unexpectedly, Repentance is possible at any age. Generosity is a choice. Hope can arrive quietly. Dickens believed that human beings could change, that no one was beyond redemption, and that's one of the reasons this little book has become timeless. Part 4. Dickens, the storyteller of conscience. Great Expectations. Great Expectations is one of Dickens's masterpieces and one of the most introspective. It's full of guilt, longing, shame, pride, love, and ultimately forgiveness. Pip's journey is so human. He makes mistakes. He loses his way. He chases the wrong things. But Dickens gives him room to grow, to see clearly, and to finally understand what truly matters. What struck me most was how Dickens tells the truth about the human heart, its flaws, and its possibilities. It's not just a coming-of-age story. It's a moral journey. So what makes Dickens special? Reading these 4 books has shown me just how broad Dickens's gift is. He can make you laugh. He can make you think. He can make you hope. He can make you reflect deeply. And through all of it, Dickens is always writing about compassion. He believed in the power of kindness. He believed in second chances. He believed in exposing cruelty so that society could be better. But he also believed in joy, real everyday joy, found in friendships, families, communities, and unexpected moments of goodness. So that is why I love Charles Dickens, and why he has become a foundational part of my Victorian reading. You don't have to read all 15 of his novels to understand him. Even just a handful will show you his heart, his humor, his social conscience, and the way he captures human nature. If you want a place to start, I'd say read A Christmas Carol for something short, Pickwick for joy, Hard Times for depth, and Great Expectations for richness. Dickens isn't just a classic author. He's a writer who still speaks to human hearts today. Thank you for joining me today for Author Spotlight.